Uh, yes, Mr. Samuel, I think we can start now. Hello.
Hi. It's all right.
Yeah, we can start
Yeah,
now.
sure. Okay.
Uh, is Miss Claire there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we are now live and we'll be starting now. Good afternoon and very warm welcome to all the participants joining us for today's webinar on BIM for CAD users, civil and survey. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers India, it is my privilege to welcome all the attendees, members, professionals, academicians, and students who have joined this technical session. Today's webinar focuses on practical application of building information modeling, in short BIM, for civil and survey workflows and will provide valuable insight into integrating intelligent BIM capabilities with familiar CAD-based processes. The session is expected to benefit professionals engaged in land development, survey, engineering, infrastructure planning, and construction documentations. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Samuel McAllister, Senior Consultant, Australia and New Zealand, Octave, BRISCAD, as the distinguished speaker for this session. Mr. McAllister brings with him more than 2 decades of experience spanning the architecture, engineering, and construction sector. He has been actively involved in BIM implementation, CAD migration, cloud collaboration solutions, and professional training across the globe. His extensive industry experience and technical expertise make him exceptionally well qualified to guide us through today's topic. I would also like to extend a special welcome to Ms. Claire M. Florentino, pre-sales manager of BIM, an architect by profession. Ms. Florentino has extensive experience in architecture consultancy, design, project management, and CAD BIM solutions. She has graciously joined us today and will be the moderator for the session from the Octave Christian team. We also place on record our appreciation to Ms. Claire M. Florentino, who is kindly assisting in coordination of this webinar in place of Ms. Jean Lee, Head of Marketing at Octave Christian, who had initially been scheduled to be associated with this program. I am confident that today's session will be highly informative and provide valuable practical knowledge to all participants. With these words, I once again welcome our distinguished speakers, our guests from Step, and all the participants. Thank you. Now over to Mr. Samuel McAllister.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the kind words. Okay, I'll start the presentation and begin sharing my screen. Can I just confirm it's showing up okay?
Yes, it's showing now.
Fantastic. Thank you. So yeah, thank you. Today's presentation, we're going to be focusing on BIM for CAD users, targeted for civil and survey professionals. My name is Samuel McAllister and I'm a senior solutions consultant. I'm part of the BRICS-CAD Octave team, and we will endeavour to answer any questions you might have today in the Q&A. But if we don't get a chance to answer them all, you can scan this QR code and our team will do our best to get back to you with any Q&A we don't get to. I will also show this QR code at the end of the webinar as well, in case you miss it. So today's agenda, we're going to focus on 3 core parts. Number 1, we're going to be looking at data, and this relates to how to bring in the data into BRICS-CAD and do your geographic location setup. We'll also look at how to coordinate between BIM packages and CAD-based packages with GIS alignment. and we'll work on how you can share the data in a CDE, in a common data environment. Part 2, we'll look at the site creation. So we'll be using tools like the Tin Surface application in BricsCAD Pro. Then we'll move into tools to do documentation. Inside of BricsCAD, you've got tools that will work with intelligent attribute data embedded in shapefile technology, which allows you to be productive with symbol styles, line, area, and boundary labels. And finally, for the third part, we'll be looking at the civil design tools. So we'll touch on some of the corridor features, grading tools, and building information modeling features inside of BricsCAD Pro and BricsCAD BIM. So to start with section 1, we'll be looking at the important part to get right, which is data. I'll be using some free online data based on Auckland, New Zealand. We'll be using ArcGIS platform data, and this will involve setting up an Esri API key to use inside of BricsCAD to bring in aerial images from anywhere for free. We'll then leverage some of the free data from the Auckland City Council geomaps. This has really high quality data, numerous shape files, DWGs, and high-res imagery, which is geolocated for use inside of BricsCAD Pro. And we'll work with open topography information, and this will include the use of point clouds in a LAZ or LAS file format that will form the basis for our tin surface creation. So to start with ArcGIS, if you haven't been to the ArcGIS website, location.arcgis.com, it's free to sign up. We recommend using Google Chrome to set up your API key. You can follow the steps. We have an article on how to do this under our GeoMap key help article in the help section of BricsCAD Pro. When you set this API key, you have a text file which you can cut and paste into the online map support part of BricsCAD Pro, and you can download and use Esri imagery inside of your civil site design file. So what I have here is the BricsCAD V26 start screen. I'm going to start with a civil survey template in meters. And first of all, I want to go to the Insert tab and set up my geographic location. BricsCAD has numerous GIS coordinate systems built in, but if you don't have the one that you're looking for, you can download more and load them into your local data roaming location inside of BricsCAD. This one will be working with the New Zealand TM, NZTM GDA 2000 coordinate system, and we'll be wanting to bring in some online maps. Now, before we bring in the online map from Esri via the API key, we need to set some information for it to align with. So I'm going to start with some of the data that I got from the Auckland Council, and we're just going to bring in some basic shapefile data for the contours. I'm going to bring this in, import as a polyline. If I brought it as an M polygon, it would hatch or shade the information. So bring it in as a polyline, unless you want it shaded. We now have a reference point for us to now load our Esri imagery. So we click on that, our API is loaded. If you need to see where this is, you can do the drop down to specify that API key. And as we zoom out, it's bringing in that aerial imagery. So anywhere in the world, if you have this set up with your geographic location and some reference data, you can overlay that Esri imagery. Now, if you haven't generated the Esri API key, you can work with the OpenStreetMap data as well to check the location of your shapefile data. For geomaps, this is a fantastic site from the Auckland City Council, which allows you to download a huge amount of information on properties, parks, underground services, aerial images, along with GIS data for locating that coordinated image under your BricsCAD environment. This video is going to take us through the workflow of bringing that data from geomaps into BricsCAD. So this isn't for the entire New Zealand country. This is just for Auckland. Fortunately, the Auckland City Council have made this available. We want to extract layers of data here. So you can get everything you want from this list. You can choose to extract the extents as shown on the screen. You can do it to the New Zealand Transverse Mercator, NZTM, and you can bring in Esri shapefile, JPG, PNG images. All you need to do is add your email and you can download this file when they send you an email link. To bring it into BricsCAD, we've got a really powerful Civil Explorer. I can grab all of those shapefiles that I've got for free from the New Zealand Council website, and they all come in located as shapefiles and organized in the Civil Explorer, but they also generate the layers for me as well. So there's a wealth of information, including TIFFs for digital elevation modeling data and high resolution geocoded information for aerial imagery. So when you load this in and it's all set up correctly with the BricsCAD geolocation engine, it will line up perfectly for you to start working in your civil design environment. Open Topography is another great data source. This provides you with high resolution topography in the form of point cloud files. You can choose various types of resolution depending on where you're getting the information for in the world and what's freely available. Make sure when you do this, you check the coordinates and if they have classifications. You'll also find that there are various releases of data available from different sites. So again, I'm using the Auckland database and they've updated this to 2024. What's fantastic with this data is it's classified and you can leverage that classification data in BricsCAD's powerful point cloud engine. So here on the Open Topography website, I navigate to data and I want to find data on the world map. So as we zoom out, there are numerous data sources across the globe